Hi, friends from the interwebs. I'm Rachel Blasky.
And I'm Julia Hearn.
And welcome to the Clickbait series, where you learn helpful tips from the game industry as quick as a click, because that's why it's called that, right?
Don't be chuggy with your company. Just don't.
All right. And since we're on the road, we're giving the short and sweet version of each topic. The takeaway is at the end of the chat.
And today's topic is getting the right meetings at a convention.
So take a minute to sip your coffee and have a quick listen because you're invited.
This episode is brought to you by Arcane Wonders.
And we're on YouTube now, so take a minute to subscribe, and then you'll know when we put out new content, because that's how things are supposed to work.
Okay, let's get to it.
So first things first, Julie, I know this is a huge question, especially
So getting
recently.
the right meetings, right? Getting the right meetings at a convention. The first thing you need to know is what are the right meetings for you, for your company, because the right meeting can be completely subjective. So what are your goals? What are you trying to do? Are you just trying to meet because you know you've been told you have to meet? Are you unhappy with your manufacturer and you're trying to shop around? Is it you have a product that's getting released and you want as much media coverage as possible, or you're going to go to Kickstarter? What are your goals so that you know who you're looking to meet with, not just so that you're like, I'm filling up my schedule because I know I have to.
Right, exactly. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So number 2, once you've figured out what you're trying to do, ask around, see who do you think is the best recommended person. If you're going with a new manufacturer, you should be doing your homework, finding out who you should be talking to. If you really want to get specific content creators to cover your product for an upcoming marketing campaign, figure out who does what you need the best, like a specific how to play or whatever, on and on and on. Get those meetings figured out by asking around, and then once you know who your targets are, ask directly. You can email them. Lots of people post their links for their meeting scheduler, and that's definitely the best point, a route from A to B.
One tiny tidbit to this, though, while you may want to, you can message them on Facebook. I do not recommend, I follow up with an email. Always.
Yep.
And then final tip. So if all fails and you couldn't get a meeting, they were already booked, you couldn't find the right Calendly to set it up, after hours networking is absolutely a thing. We have talked about it in another episode, so I will leave that tidbit of advice for you to go look at. But when you're networking, remember, this is also their time after hours too. Please don't go in with a sales pitch or a drive. This is a networking event to get to know them so that you can set up a meeting with them at a future time, but not a business meeting itself.
Right.
Be respectful of boundaries and spaces and the appropriate time and the appropriate place.
Hang out, play games, but then you can circle back around later.
Correct. And they will now remember you and maybe be faster to return your message. So we could keep talking about this forever, but we can't. These are shorts. So we're going to stop now. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, even when we're on the road, you're invited.